This is a story of Vacaville's landmark Old Town Hall. In 1883, a jail was needed in Vacaville, and a frame structure was erected on the banks of Ulatis Creek. It wasn't much of a jail. A person could easily escape or even be taken out by vigilantes. As such, it was condemned on a number of occasions by the county grand jury. But it served to temporarily detain hobos and drunks and those who committed minor offenses, and so it remained. If someone committed a serious crime, they were carted off to the county jail in Fairfield. Early housing for the fire company were wood frame buildings and tin sheds. The Vacaville Hose Company was organized in 1890. In 1891, a hose cart house with a 12 by 18-foot meeting hall was built on Elizabeth Street between Main and Catherine. 5 years later, the city's Board of Trustees had a new fire station built on East Main. In 1906, disaster struck when the poorly built original jail building was totally demolished, having been shoved into Ulatis Creek by unknowns. Rumors spread that the members of the Women's Improvement Club, who were thoroughly disgusted by the lack of security the jail offered, had done the deed. Scandalized, the matrons emphatically denied the charge. The Board of Trustees took this opportunity to act on plans for a new firehouse. The old firehouse was sold and the building removed. The decision was made that a building was to be erected that would include a new firehouse, jail, and a proper city hall, including a town courthouse. Prior to this, the city's trustees had held their meetings and handled local cases in the bar car building on Main Street. The new town hall was completed in 1907 at the cost of $5,000. When the town hall was completed, the announcement appeared in the Reporter. It was noted that this steel and concrete building was virtually fireproof and that a man locked in this jail would certainly never be able to escape. Today, the Vacaville Heritage Council uses the lower floors, the original firehouse and jail, as an archives for Vacaville, Solano County, and California history. When built, the firehouse opened onto Main Street, presenting a large room for the hose carts and fire apparatus. To the left was a small storeroom and bathroom. The jail was entered from the rear of the building. The first room was the marshal's office, a position Constable Joe Stadfeld held at this time. To the right was a cell for women prisoners. Another door opened into a room where 2 steel cells were set. There were 2 bunks and 1 toilet per cell. The cells were constructed at a cost of $310.50. In the general holding cell, many drunks and petty thieves left their initials in the concrete. High barred windows were located throughout the rooms. The floors were built at a slant so they could be hosed down, the water exiting the building through a pipe. The old town hall was used by the police and fire departments for over 50 years. The fire department moved in the mid-1950s. The police department moved in the early 1960s. On the second floor of the town hall were the Board of Trustees chambers and court. Today, this room is occupied by the Solano Genealogical Society, where records of early pioneers are kept and a vast history library is maintained. Also off the main hall was a marshal's office and sleeping quarters, today occupied by the Arts Council. And to the right were the judges' chambers, which were occupied by Judge Dobbins from the 1920s on. In early days, the high school provided a magnificent view from the building. But without a doubt, the belfry and tower were the highlight of the old town hall, and here was housed the fire bell, which is now rung only on special occasions, such as ringing in fiesta days. In the 1960s, Vacaville's old town hall was placed on the National Register for Historic Buildings.
If you are interested in learning about Solano's past and her pioneers, visit the Old Town Hall at 620 Main Street or call 448-6737.